You're probably in a position where you've allowed yourself to become desperate. You just got to be coachable. You're probably in a position where you've allowed yourself to become desperate, and you've allowed yourself to be perceived and even come across as pathetic. The number one goal that we have in the program initially is to attract the love of your life back. I do that a way different than everybody else. You can attract your lover, you can attract your wife back. And friends, I am here to tell you it will be the easiest thing that you've ever done in your life. If you are coachable, it's crazy, stupid, easy, that you won't even believe your eyes when you see the techniques start to work. There's some psychological things that we need to do to turn the tide in your favor right now. And that is to stop being perceived as pathetic or desperate. So what do I mean by that? The reason that you're being perceived right now as pathetic or desperate, are you somebody that is now on Instagram or Facebook 20 times a day stalking her? Are you not getting sleep because you're looking at her social media to see what she's doing? Okay? She may not know that, but you know that. And friends, that one thing right there is making you desperate. It's confirming your own bias in yourself of how she perceives me is true, because the world is full of beautiful women. And by the way, my goal is not for you to get another woman, but my goal is for you to transform out of this mindset that you literally need her to live. You literally need the love of your life to function as a man. That you need her so bad, like you're having thoughts of suicide, you're in depression, that you can't imagine your life without her. This is the worst. You're hurting so bad, and you are literally addicted to your own pain. And now instead of living your life, you're on Instagram and social media around the clock stalking her. You have got to stop doing that. If you need to, the only reason you need to be on social media right now is posting pictures of you living your life, of you being happy. You want to attract her back? Do that. Go live your life. But stop looking or searching or liking on social media. Stop looking at her social media. If you're going to be on social media, it needs to be to show how happy you are. Because, and I teach this in my program, how do you get there? How do you start the process of changing in your mind? Because if you're not posting happy pictures, then she's not seeing that. Therefore, she knows you're stalking her social media, because she is actually seeing that there could be a future for me outside of him, but he can't see that. He's unhappy. He's pathetic. What woman wants to be with an unhappy man? Have you ever seen a woman that's divorced or left permanently a happy man? No woman on the face of this earth has left a happy man. A happy man is not stalking his ex. I hate to say the word ex, because think of her as your ex right now, right? Or the woman that's saying she wants to be your ex. If you're happy, if you're unhappy, you're stalking her. If you're happy, you're not. You've got to stop doing that. The next thing is you've lost your purpose, which is why you're on social media stalking her. So what do I mean you've lost your purpose? If you want this woman to come back to you and to be attracted to you, give her something to be attracted to. So what's attractive to a woman? A man that knows his calling in life, that is on the mission towards that calling, a man that is going somewhere. You have become weak, and this has made you weaker. Maybe you were a jerk, maybe you fell, maybe you were looking at porn, maybe you cheated, maybe you were in your feminine in your conversations with her, because nobody ever taught you to be in the masculine. I'm not dogging you for this. If you're a coachable man, I can teach you how to communicate with a woman in a masculine, okay? And the way that you can communicate in a masculine is understand how the feminine perceives communication. That way you know how to talk to them. I teach this as a way of being, as a framework, okay? Not just a bunch of crap that you memorize, but as a new way of thinking about how to communicate with a woman. And that makes you a 1% of 1%, because no man out there knows this. 1% of the 1% of man knows this. If you've been through my program, you know this. That's why men go through my program multiple times, is because they understand how to talk to their lover, how to talk to their wife, how to talk to their ex in a way that makes her curious in a way that makes her start thinking about you when you're not around in the positive. Does that make sense? Curiosity killed the cat. If you don't make her curious, then that means she's not thinking about you. If she's curious, she's thinking about you. When she's thinking about you, that is attraction. Anytime you can create curiosity, that creates attraction, even if the curiosity pisses her off. So let's talk more about the next thing. So what will work? The 3 Ps. In my program, I talk about the 3 Ps, and on these videos, I talk about the 3 Ps. You need to write this down. You need to text this to yourself. Also go through a masterclass that I have that talks about this. The 3 Ps are positive, polite, and playful. Remember, I just said earlier, no woman on earth has ever left a happy man. Do you remember when you first met your wife, when you first met your lover? Did you have to work at falling in love, or did it just happen? It just happened. Why? Why did she fall in love with you to begin with? You were not ever negative. You were positive, polite, and playful. One of the things that you can do this is to practice on positive, polite, and playful. I was just coaching one of my friends on how to maintain being positive, polite, and playful. And he actually called me up and we spoke on the phone a little bit ago, and he's like, oh my God. He's like, this is literally changing my life, being positive, polite, and playful. So how did he do that? Positive, polite, and playful. One of the things that can help you actually remember to be positive, polite, and playful is to put a mirror everywhere that you are. I used to teach call center reps and salespeople on how to be successful on the telephone and telephone sales and appointment setting and closing the deal. These same things will actually work in a relationship with your children, with your spouse, with your parents, and especially who? Your spouse, your lover, the lady of your life that you want to attract back. And the way that you can do that is let them hear you smile. Okay, so I taught for years over the telephone, let them hear you smile. Because when I'm smiling, you can actually hear me smile in this video. If I'm talking to you on the phone, you can hear me smile. Now, I'm not suggesting that you do a lot of phone calls with your lover, but I am suggesting that you constantly smile and you practice being positive, polite, and playful with every single person in your life that you meet. I have a friend right now that's going through a breakup, and it was a long-term relationship, many, many years. He's heartbroken. He hasn't asked me to bring him on as a client yet, but I am helping him with some things as he calls out to me, and he's seeing some massive wins in his mental attitude. And he was so excited to call me today and share with me that he couldn't believe how just being positive, polite, and playful, and one of the techniques that I taught him was to smile. I taught him to say, do this regularly throughout the day. I am happy, I am happy, I am happy. And to hold that smile for 10 minutes. And then I suggested to him, as you're going on your morning run and you're going through downtown in the city that he lives in your office, when you go to McDonald's, when you go to a nice restaurant, when you go to a bar, when you're interacting, especially with women, but even do this with men. Practice the positive, polite, and playful with a smile. Because as you smile, he literally told me, I'm thinking differently. I walk around all day practicing what you told me, being positive, polite, and playful. And I'm implementing the physical activity, the physical exercise that I can do of maintaining a smile. Even when I don't feel like it, I start smiling. And people start smiling back to me. He's like, it's making me think differently. Feels like maybe it's going to increase his paychecks because it's making him think differently. Instead of constantly focusing on the love of his life that he wants back, now he's taking action steps because he's coachable. Are you listening to me? He's coachable. He doesn't feel like smiling. He doesn't feel like being positive, polite, and playful. But if you're a man and you want to be a 1% of the 1% of man, a real man, a 1% of a 1% of man can't live his life on how he feels. The reason she left your ass is because you were living your life on how you felt. You were jerking off to porn. You were being a jerk. You were pointing out her flaws because you felt these things. So as a man thinks, is he? You've got to stop being like that. You want to attract this lady back, you have to start with yourself, and you have to start by changing. You have to start by changing. The number one change you better make, and you better make it now, because time is not in your favor. Time is not in your favor. But if you'll implement these changes and you'll start a new way of being so that the framework that I teach in my course will absolutely attract her back, but it will never be hard. It's always easy to do this. How hard is it to walk around with a smile? Like, that takes no effort, and it will change your mindset, and it will help you be positive, polite, and playful. It will help you start feeling like a man again, and it literally will release endorphins that will actually stimulate your testicles to make more testosterone. A smile will literally make you more manly. A smile will literally make you more manly. Positive, polite, and playful. And everywhere you go, smile. Your new demeanor, the new way that you act all over the place is smiling. Walk down the street, practice this. Start getting off your couch, get out of your house, and realize that in order for me to be happy, I don't need my lover to want to be with me. Now, why am I saying this, right? I'm a relationship coach. I'm a marriage coach. And I've been doing this since 2014. How have I had such great results since 2014 in doing this? Because I teach a new way of being. And if you'll become positive, polite, and playful, nobody's going to divorce you. Nobody's going to divorce you. It is not how you feel in the beginning, but it will change how you feel. And when you become a positive, polite, and playful person, the person that wants to be away from you, the person that wants to leave you, they're no longer going to think, gosh, he's unhappy. And if I come back, like, part of the problem is they feel responsible for your unhappiness. So she's moving on, looking for another man, or maybe she's already found one. Guess what? I got more videos on that, and I teach that in my program. If she's found another man, that actually can work in your favor. But if you're in that place, there's some other things we got to add to it, and we got to do it quickly. Even if you've been separated for 6 months or a year, and she's been with the other guy for a few months, 6 months, we can still attract her back, and you can still be the winner here. But oh my gosh, time is of the essence. You need to invest in a coaching program immediately if that's where you're at. So one of the most important things that you can do, which is video number 2, is be different by becoming indifferent. So I love this.
Click here to watch video number 2, be different by being indifferent. Also, if you're facing an unwanted divorce or separation, please visit denvergriffin.com/masterclass. That's denvergriffin.com/masterclass.